What you're about to discover isn't in books. Not in the meditations that go viral. Not in the pretty motivational videos. It's something older and deeper. A forgotten technique, hidden on purpose, that activates the most powerful vibrational center there is, your soul. And when this technique is used correctly, something changes. Drastically. It's not about attracting things. It's about remembering who you really are, before the trauma, before the beliefs, before the noise of the world. You know that feeling that the universe stopped listening to you? That you pray, affirm, visualize, but it seems like nothing happens? This isn't bad luck. This is energetic disconnection. Your soul has been silenced. Your vibration has been erased. And the result is a weak vibrational field, without direction, where quantum manifestation simply gets stuck. But there's a way out. And it starts now, when you decide to listen to what almost no one talks about. The universe doesn't respond to words. It responds to the frequency of your being. This forbidden technique doesn't depend on religion, nor on a guru. It depends on just one thing: your willingness to remember what your soul has always known. And if you continue here until the end, you'll leave with more than knowledge. You'll leave with a new energetic code. And with it, the ability to change your reality today. But attention, not everyone is ready for this. If you feel something vibrate inside you when hearing these words, continue. If you don't feel anything, maybe it's not your moment yet. Few people know, but there exists a forgotten technique that isn't found in textbooks or in the videos that go viral out there. It's the type of practice that escapes coffee conversations and algorithms, because it touches where few have the courage to go, the power to manifest that is dormant within the soul. This technique was suppressed, not because it doesn't work, but precisely because it works too much. Those who hold this knowledge don't live at the mercy of circumstances. They live aligned with the quantum field, commanding vibrational realities with a clarity that frightens those still trapped on autopilot. The elite of spiritual knowledge, that which doesn't appear in the media, has always known this. In the lines between ancient texts, from Hermetic manuscripts to passages whispered by mystics like Rumi and Teresa of Avila, there's a pattern: silence, intention, frequency. This technique doesn't require you to believe in dogmas. It asks you to tune into the spiritual universe and reactivate your manifestation energy, that which is born from the soul's vibrational field, not from the ego's unstable will. That's why it's called forbidden, not because it was banned by someone, but because it was hidden within you. And where to begin? Curiously, this technique starts in the exact opposite of noise, in silence. But not just any silence. It's the silence that reconnects you with the inner voice, the one that knows exactly what you need, even when your rational mind is still lost. Try this: when you wake up tomorrow, before picking up your phone, take a deep breath and stay in absolute silence for 3 minutes. Listen to the sounds around you, but don't react to any. Just be there. This, however simple it may seem, begins to clear the energetic channel of mind and soul. The practice also requires you to abandon the obsession with control. The forbidden technique is activated not by effort, but by vibrational alignment. The energetic vibration of surrender opens portals that force could never break down. Remember that moment when you simply knew something would work out, even without explanation? That was a sample of desire frequency in its purest state. The technique teaches you to access this state consciously, through mind reprogramming and mastery of your creation energy. It's as if you step out of the role of beggar to assume the role of co-creator. And when this happens, the universe doesn't just respond, it anticipates. Quantum manifestation happens not because you asked, but because you became. There's no more resistance, no more energetic disconnection. Only harmony. And it's at this point that many get scared and turn back. Because if you access this power of the mind, there's no more excuse. You know that vibrational command is in your hands, or rather, in your awakened soul. But of course, none of this works if the transmitter is in constant noise. And that's why the next step is as ignored as it is essential: mastering internal silence. Because without it, you do manifest, but what arrives, often, isn't what you really wanted. Most people believe it's their thoughts that create reality. But the truth goes deeper: it's the soul that manifests. Thought is just the messenger. The soul is the source, the pulsating nucleus from where all manifestation energy is born. And when someone learns to activate this divine tool, reality begins to bend to their vibrational field. This isn't magic, it's energetic mechanics. It's the law of attraction working in harmony with desire frequency, where the spiritual universe responds to what you are, not just to what you want. Imagine your soul as an antenna. When it's misaligned, you pick up noise, doubts, contradictions. But when it's adjusted, when it's clean, tuned, and vibrating in coherence, it connects directly to the quantum field of creation. That's where true manifestation power is born. It's no longer about asking the universe. It's about allowing creation energy to flow through you. And this fluidity only happens when there's vibrational alignment between soul, mind, and action. To activate this, the first step is to clean the filters that distort your connection: guilt, fear, doubt, need for approval. These are spiritual blocks that clog the vibrational channel. A practical exercise is soul writing. Take paper and pen, and without thinking, write for 5 minutes what your soul feels, not what you think. Do this for 7 days. At first, it will seem messy. But over time, your inner voice begins to emerge, and you'll notice something powerful: it always knew the way. When you access this wisdom, everything changes. You no longer need to chase external signs. Your compass is within. This is the essence of quantum manifestation. You transform into the magnet, and the universe simply responds to your vibrational field. The right people appear, paths open, and even chance seems to conspire in your favor. This isn't coincidence, it's the soul in action, shaping vibrational realities based on your purest energetic vibration. And what's most interesting is that this process doesn't require physical effort. It requires energetic presence. When the soul is active, the body simply executes. It's like dancing to music only you can hear, but those watching feel it. The soul, when awakened, transmits a frequency that transforms the environment. And that's why so many people feel something different around those who practice this technique. It's a presence, a vibration, a silent clarity that needs no words. But for this presence to manifest in its fullness, there's something that needs to be restored within each person: internal silence. Because it's in silence that the soul whispers the purest vibrational commands. And without silence, this communication gets lost in the world's noise. The world's noise isn't what disconnects us most, it's the noise inside our own mind. Incessant thoughts, voices from the past, future worries, automatic judgments, all this creates a thick curtain that blocks the power to manifest. Internal silence isn't just a relaxation practice. It's a sacred tool for mind reprogramming. It's in silence that we access the spiritual universe, that we hear the inner voice with clarity, that we realign desire frequency with the vibrational field of creation. But here's the secret almost no one tells: silence doesn't happen by itself. It needs to be cultivated like a garden. And every garden starts with clearing the ground. Start simple. Before sleeping, turn off the lights, close your eyes, and observe your breathing. Don't force anything. Just observe. When a thought arises, thank it and let it go. 5 minutes per night. Seems little? Do this for 7 straight days and you'll notice the quantum field around you beginning to respond differently. It's in this silence that you access something that goes far beyond logical reasoning: the soul's energetic wisdom. You know that feeling of deep peace that comes from nowhere and makes you smile for no reason? That's the soul speaking. That's where true vibrational command resides. It's as if the universe says, "Now I can hear you." And in that moment, quantum manifestation happens effortlessly, because the channel is clear. Energetic vibration flows, and the spiritual universe responds with precision. Internal silence is also the key to healing spiritual blocks you didn't even know existed. Old traumas, unconscious fears, inherited patterns, all of this dissolves in the presence of quietude. It's as if the vibrational field, upon finding this pure state of attention, begins to reconfigure itself. The mind stops sabotaging. The soul returns to lead. And when this happens, you don't just feel calm, you feel power. A gentle, but absolute power. And here's a golden practical tip: replace your phone's first notification with a 2-minute silent meditation. Before seeing messages, social media, or emails, sit with yourself. In silence. Just that. It seems simple, but this action has a direct impact on how your vibrational field stabilizes throughout the day. Silence becomes your starting point, not a late refuge. And when silence becomes habit, it becomes presence. And when you become presence, creation energy finds its way back. But of course, silence alone isn't enough. The universe needs to understand your language. And this language, as you'll discover now, isn't made of words. It's made of pure vibration, and you're about to learn how to tune it. Most people speak to the universe using words, prayers, promises, and affirmations. But the universe doesn't speak Portuguese or English. It responds to vibration. The universe's language is energetic, silent, deep, honest. And that's why, often, you can say, "I want prosperity," but the universe hears, "I'm afraid I won't be able to pay the bills." Because what matters isn't what you say, but what you feel while saying it. And it's this feeling, this frequency, that activates the quantum field and determines the type of reality that will be manifested. That's why so many people feel the law of attraction doesn't work. Actually, it's working all the time. Quantum manifestation never stops. What happens is we're emitting contradictory signals. We want love, but vibrate lack. We desire freedom, but emanate guilt. We aim for success, but carry fear of failure. The spiritual universe doesn't judge or interpret, it simply echoes what you vibrate. Like a subtle mirror, it returns your own manifestation energy. If you want to change the response you're receiving from the universe, change the vibration you're emitting. And this doesn't require forced effort, but conscious presence. Feel now, what's the dominant emotion in your body at this moment? This emotion is creating realities. If it's anxiety, it's creating obstacles. If it's gratitude, it's opening paths. A simple and powerful exercise is frequency adjustment. Every hour of the day, stop for 30 seconds and feel an elevated emotion, like love, confidence, or joy, for no reason at all. This re-educates your vibrational field. The vibrational field responds much faster to emotions than to thoughts. This means it's not enough to think positive, you need to vibrate positive. And this vibration needs to come from the body, from the soul, from your most authentic state. A good movie, a touching song, an inspiring memory, all of this can help you alter your frequency in seconds. You don't need to wait for great miracles. You just need to become, now, the type of person who already lives what they desire. This is the key to accessing superior vibrational realities. And the more you practice, the more refined your vibrational command becomes. You begin to perceive the signs the universe sends, the subtle paths that open, the synchronicities that multiply. The universe's silence begins to transform into clear answers. But for this, you need to be in resonance. The soul speaks in soft but accurate tones. And when you learn to listen and emit on the same frequency, life transforms into a direct dialogue with the divine. But there's a crucial detail in this process, and one that almost no one likes to face: the ego. It's the greatest saboteur of this vibrational communication. And if you don't learn to deconstruct it, your soul will continue being muffled, even if it screams inside. The ego is like a scratched lens, it distorts everything the soul tries to see. It creates characters, defenses, masks, all to protect you from past pains that, often, don't even exist anymore. But this same protection becomes prison. Because the ego wants control. And manifestation power isn't born in control, it's born in surrender. When the ego dominates, energetic vibration becomes dense, loaded with doubt and rigidity. And that's when energetic disconnection with the spiritual universe occurs. The soul retracts, and the quantum field closes, waiting for you to retake command. Deconstructing the ego isn't destroying it, it's putting it in its right place. It's understanding that it serves the journey, but doesn't lead. When you attach to the image of who you think you should be, you lose access to the desire frequency that connects you with the truth of who you really are. A simple example, when someone says, "I'm not good with money," they're just reproducing an identity the ego created to justify itself. And while this identity is in command, no financial manifestation energy can flow consistently. The practice of humility, that deep, soul humility, is the antidote against the inflated ego. And it begins when you allow yourself not to know. Not to be right. Not to have control. Seems scary? It's because the ego fears disappearing. But it's precisely in this emptying that true mind reprogramming happens. A powerful exercise is to look at a situation that didn't turn out as you wanted and ask, which part of me is trying to protect itself here? Just this question opens a crack of light within the vibrational field. The modern world values performance, status, competition. But the forbidden technique requires silence, surrender, vulnerability. And the ego hates this. It wants immediate recognition, while the soul wants expansion. And there's no way to vibrate in both simultaneously. You can even have material results with the ego driving, but you'll never experience the type of quantum manifestation that transforms your essence. That only comes when creation energy flows through a clean channel, without masks, without characters, just presence. Deconstructing the ego is like cleaning a mirror. At first, everything seems blurred. But gradually, you begin to see who's really there. And this clarity is liberating. Because you stop seeking outside what already exists within. The inner voice, previously muffled by ego noise, speaks again. And when it speaks, the universe's silence transforms into living response. Everything begins to make sense. Pieces fit together. Vibrational alignment happens effortlessly, because the character left the scene, and the soul, finally, returned to direct. But attention, this journey isn't for just anyone. It requires courage to strip away everything that was learned. Everything that was imposed. Everything that seemed to be you, but was just social construction. And that's why this technique is called forbidden, because it breaks the system from within. And it only reveals itself to those who are already ready. This technique isn't for everyone. And this isn't spiritual arrogance, it's vibrational precision. Not every soil is ready to receive a rare seed. Because what you're accessing here goes beyond common content. It's about a forgotten frequency, a vibrational command that, when activated, can completely realign your energetic field. But only those who have already felt the universe's silence and realized that life has more to offer than routine and survival, can truly absorb this. This technique requires presence. It requires abandonment. It doesn't tolerate half measures, nor occasional curiosity seekers. That's why you're not here by accident. Of all the videos, pages, and distractions in the digital world, you arrived here. And this, by itself, is already a sign. When a soul is ready, the call comes. And this call is vibrational, it needs no words. You feel there's something different here. Something that's not on the surface. Something that touches layers of your consciousness you might not even know how to name, but recognize as truth. Many people will ignore this. We'll click on another video. We'll continue living as if nothing were happening. And that's okay. Each soul has its time. But if you felt a chill down your spine, a subtle shiver, or an inexplicable desire to continue reading, it's because this message found a home within you. The universe doesn't roll dice. It responds to the manifestation energy you're emitting, even if unconsciously. And maybe this response is your spiritual awakening beginning now. This technique doesn't appear in traditional courses, nor in self-help apps. It circulates in whispers. It's passed from soul to soul, through words that touch where no logic reaches. It's ancient soul knowledge. From seekers who got tired of looking for ready answers and decided to remember who they are. And that's why this content carries a sense of exclusivity, not to elevate the ego, but to protect the essence. Not everyone would understand. And that's okay. You who arrived here feel there's something bigger at play. Something invisible, but real. A subtle vibrational field that calls your name. And that's where mind reprogramming begins to happen naturally, without effort, without formulas. Because when the soul recognizes a truth, it no longer needs to be convinced. It just needs to be activated. And once activated, there's no going back. The world will never be the same. And this is liberating, but also requires vibrational responsibility. Now, the universe won't whisper anymore. It will speak loudly. It will push. It will remove what distracts you and bring closer what awakens you. Because when a soul is ready, the universe conspires. But before conspiring, it asks in silence, are you willing to wake up now? There comes a moment in life when nothing makes sense anymore, and yet, everything begins to fall into place. It's as if the external world continued the same, but something inside you had turned a key. This is the call. It doesn't come with fanfare, nor with official notice. It manifests as discomfort, as a subtle unease with normalcy. A sensation that something more exists, something beyond. And those who feel this can no longer live as before. The soul begins to get restless, because desire frequency is asking for expansion, and it's no longer possible to ignore. This call to awakening isn't a cute invitation. It's an energetic push. It removes masks, disorganizes certainties, shakes everything that's out of vibrational alignment. And this can hurt at first. Because quantum manifestation doesn't just happen when everything is in order, often, it begins in chaos. It's at this moment that the spiritual universe asks you, in silence, are you willing to give up who you thought you were, to become who you came to be? And if the answer is yes, the vibrational field begins to reconfigure your reality without asking permission. You don't need to understand everything now. You just need to begin. The practice can be simple. Create a daily connection ritual. A moment to listen to your inner voice before listening to the world. It can be upon waking, with conscious breathing. It can be writing your dreams in a notebook beside the bed. It can be walking in silence for 10 minutes, feeling the sun or rain as part of your manifestation energy. What's most important is that you declare to the universe, with actions, not just words, that you're ready to receive. And it will respond. Life on autopilot has given you everything it could. Now it's time to fly in manual mode, but with the soul in command. Spiritual awakening is this process of remembering what your mind had forgotten, that you're an active part in creating reality. That the universe's silence isn't absence, it's invitation. That the quantum field is always ready to mirror what you vibrate with truth. And that the forbidden technique, deep down, was always accessible. It was just waiting for you to be present enough to recognize it. You don't need to become a monk, change countries, or wait for an existential crisis. Awakening begins now, at the exact moment you decide. Decide to stop ignoring the signs. Decide to listen to the soul's whisper. Decide to trust more in creation energy than in the world's noise. From this point, nothing will be common anymore. Because each gesture, each thought, each breath will carry the consciousness of one who remembered their own power to manifest. And maybe, just maybe, the universe brought you here for a reason bigger than you imagined. Because now that you know the technique, the choice is in your hands. And now that you know, what will you do with this? Because the universe doesn't go back. It has already heard your vibration. Already felt your energetic field move while you absorbed each part of this message. And the question that remains is no longer, does this work? It's, will you apply it or ignore your own soul's call? Maybe you've already realized you can no longer live on autopilot. That repeating affirmations without feeling anything doesn't help. That wanting isn't enough, you need to vibrate. And that the universe's silence isn't punishment, it's the final invitation for you to command your reality with consciousness, with power, with presence. So reflect. What will you manifest from today? With what intention will you wake up tomorrow? Which part of you needs to be silenced, and which needs to be heard? If this technique touched you, then apply it. Start with silence. Listen to your soul. Write what you feel. And see what happens. Now, if you want to continue this journey, learn more about mind reprogramming, energetic vibration, quantum manifestation, and how to access the spiritual universe's vibrational field. Subscribe to the channel right now and activate notifications. Because the next content will deliver what no one is saying, but what you've already begun to feel.